Good morning, everybody. Today is trip 23, day 1. I picked up the load yesterday. They're in Jacksonville, Florida. And we have paper product on board. And it's got to go to Pennsylvania for tomorrow morning. We were there for about 4 hours. Pretty close to 4 hours. From the time we showed up to the time we got loaded. I actually just about really close ran out of time on my computer. Anyway, today is trip 23 and we are going to Pennsylvania. I just want to today, not only just the driving, but this is for the new drivers. I'm going to educate you guys. Now, I don't claim that I know everything out here. There's not a driver that can honestly say I know it all, because you're going to learn something new every day. And if you don't learn something new today, you might learn it tomorrow. But if you don't learn something new at least once a week, your head is actually in the clouds. But there is one thing that you have to know, and there is one thing that you must know, is how do you survive out here? How do you actually live out here? Now, if you got a wife and a house and kids, not only do you have to take care of yourself, but you got to send money home. Your paycheck is probably going home to pay the bills. So you have to learn how to eat, live, and breathe out here without it striking your family, as far as taking your paycheck that you're making and taking it from them. Now, there is a way you can live out here, and it won't cost you anything. Matter of fact, your company, whoever it is actually buying your food every day. And they're keeping you from going hungry. You just got to know how to do this. One is you got to be able to conserve. Now, when you fuel at a Pilot, a Love's, a Petrol, a TA, whenever you fuel at them places, the first thing you want to do before you fuel, you want to ask them if they have a rewards card. And they do. So they'll hook you up with a rewards card. Now, a Pilot card, and I can speak for that for sure, is when you first get a Pilot card, you can't use it right away until it hits $5. When it hits $5, then you can start using it. So your first week really using the card, when you fuel, you're not going to be able to use it. But after that 1 week, and the card is eligible to be used, but it's got to be up to $5. Now, if you have the card for a week and you a Pilot card, and you fuel at a Love's, you can't use a Pilot card at a Love's, or you can't use a Love's card at a Pilot, and vice versa if it's a TA or a Petrol. Now, you can use a TA card and a Petrol card, Ultra One card, at both locations, because they're the same. TA bought Petrol, so they are one. So you can use that one card on at both of them truck stops. But back to the Pilot now. I have a Pilot card, an Ultra One card, a Love's card, a Wilco card. I got cards everywhere, but I like Pilot. So now this is what you do. You take that card, and when you fuel, you swipe that card, and you get, like, I think a penny or something for every gallon that you fuel. You get points, and you're thinking, wow, that's going to take forever to get anything on it. Not if you're fueling a big truck. I can accumulate my points. First of all, you don't take your points and go in and spend points if you don't have to. You accumulate them. I have currently right now $42, and it's not money. You can't take it in and get money off of it. But I got I got enough points that equals up to $42. And some of these Pilots, you got Subway, you have Wendy's, you have, but you got them restaurants. And And then the Denny's, now you can't pay your whole meal using your Pilot card, but they will give you 10% discount. But what you do with that card is accumulate all the points you can, and only use the points if you have to use them. I call them what you call rainy day points. If there's a week that, okay, you had to send all your money home, you got a mortgage, a car payment, I'll be back. Yeah. Good morning. I'm sorry about that. That was my boss. He called me. But what I was talking about was how you can survive out here without money. You can be dead broke, absolutely broke, with no money in your pocket, and you can still live out here. But you have to depend on your rewards cards. Now, for the ones out there that smoke, okay, and you're thinking, well, you probably can't buy tobacco products with points. Correction on that. Now, you can't do it with a Pilot, and you can't do it with Loves, and you can't do it with well, I know them two you can't. But if it's a Petrol or a TA, and if it's a TA and it's like a person owns the TA, not the name but the building, and then they lease TA to the building, it won't work. But if it's a TA and it's company TA or a Petrol, you can actually fuel, save up your points on your Petrol and TA cards and actually buy tobacco products, cigarettes or whatever, with a Pilot or with a Petrol or a TA card. The only thing you can't buy is gasoline, fuel, lottery, and probably a few other things out there. But I know you can't buy lottery and fuel, or beer, alcohol. You can't buy them with the points. But you can buy your cigarettes at a TA or Petrol with points. You can, with your Pilot card, you can use that in some, and I don't want to say all, in some restaurants. Now, you can use your Pilot card and your Loves card in the store. Absolutely. You can go in there and do a little shopping. Get you, if you got a cooler where you can put stuff in it, you can get you excuse me, a gallon of milk, get you some bologna, you can get some bread, get you some cereal, get you a couple of them cups of beef stew, chili, soups, and you can use your points at the truck stop. Now, if you don't have a microwave or a refrigerator, get stuff that doesn't spoil, because you can still bank up your food. If you park at a truck stop, you can take it in there, use their microwave, heat it up, sit at their table. You can even sit inside a Subway. Even Denny's will let you come in with your own food and sit down at the table and eat. They won't kick you out. But you can survive just using your points, and you can shower. If you now, most of the chains, the Pilot, the Loves, the Petrol, the TA, if you get 50 gallons of fuel, at least 50 gallons, you will get a free shower. And the shower is good for 5 days. And after 5 days, it will actually come off your cart. But if you drive all week, and more likely you're going to fuel maybe 2-3 times in that week, there's 3 showers for you. And you can actually grab your shower bag, you can go in, you can take a shower, and it won't cost you nothing. Also, the TA and the Pilot, TA, Pilot, and Petrol, they have washer and dryers, and you can use your points on their washer and dryers. Now, not all of them, but they got this new setup where you can actually go in. I was inside a Flying J that had the washers like that. You can actually wash your laundry using your points. But the idea is you got to accumulate the points. If you got money and you can spend it that way, leave your card alone. Just swipe it every time you get your fuel. And when you get your fuel, you'll accumulate points. And then when you have a week where all your money's got to go home, you can still live. You can have a 3-course meal out here using your rewards cards without spending $1 out of your pocket. This is for the new drivers. I know the older ones know the how to do this, but I had a request to put this on and to explain how it works, because I got a couple drivers out there, or I know a couple drivers out there that are just starting out and telling me that I haven't ate and I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I said, do you have a rewards card? Yeah. I said, which one do you have? He says, I got a Pilot, I got a Flying J card. I said, okay. I said, how many times have you fueled on that card? And he told me, and I said, have you checked that card? And he says, how do I do that? I said, you go inside, ask the teller to run your card, and she'll tell you how many points you have. She'll give you a receipt. Come to find out, he had $24 on that card. And he called me back and he said, thank you, Larry. I just had Subway. He had a foot-long sub, and he thought he was going to bed without something to eat. So, come to find out, he had 24. It's not money. You can't use it in an ATM. You can't say I want $24. So it's not cash redeemable, but it is. It's points, and you can use them at the truck stops. So for you new drivers out there that are worried about your next meal, make sure you have a rewards card. Every time you fuel, don't forget to swipe that card at the fuel island. Make sure you get your points. If the card reader is not working outside and you got to go inside, you make sure they swipe them. Also, if you buy something at the Pilot, TA, Petrol, Loves, if you buy something, it don't have to be fuel. Have them swipe your card, because every penny that you spend is a point. So if you go in there and you buy, let's say you buy cigarettes, you can't buy at a Pilot, that is, or Loves, you can't buy cigarettes with that, but you can gain the points off of that. So if you buy cigarettes and say it comes up to $10. And one more thing, if you got to scale a load, if you got to see how heavy you are and you're broke and you're worried, oh my, I gotta go down the road, I know I gotta cross a state scale, and you can't weigh because you don't have the money, you can use your points to scale your load. So if you have $10 worth of points, you can go on the CAT scale, go inside, instead of giving them money, give them your Pilot card. Now, and they'll scan it, and boom, your scale is paid. Now, with the Pilot, it's you can use it like a credit card. A TA or a Petrol, you got to go to a kiosk machine, and you have to put it in the kiosk machine. It tells you what you got, and it will actually print you a receipt. So if you get a $5 coupon, but you buy something that's $3.50, you're not going to get no change back. So you want to try to use the whole $5. Even if you go over, say, $5.05, all you got to give them is 5 cents. That's all. So you don't want to go under what the receipt says, unless you just don't need nothing else, but you don't want to lose points. Just for instance, if, like I said, if it's $5 and something cents and you buy something for $3.50, and hey, later you're going to be hungry, right? Get a candy bar, or get some crackers or something, and finish using that receipt, that $5 receipt that you got, and then just put it in your truck, and then later you got something to snack on. So, and you're not losing no points. Now, I know this is going to be, it's a lengthy front, but I just wanted to explain to you guys, you can live out here, you can eat, you can live like a king, you can scale, you can even buy cigarettes at Petrol and TA, all by using your points, and your company is buying your stuff. They don't want your points. They don't need your points. You're actually getting points off the fuel that they're paying for, and you're able to go in and feed yourself. Being a smart driver is knowing how to survive out here. You don't necessarily have to know everything, and you won't ever know everything out here. You're going to learn something new every day, but you must know how to survive out here. And you have to be able to, you don't want to call home and ask the wife, I need money? You don't want to call your mom? I did when I first started, because I did not really know all this. Nobody really set me down and explained to me, hey, you can eat out here and all this. But I'm explaining it to y'all, and hopefully it's helpful. And remember, it was the Trucking Jukebox and Pooh Bear that brought you this info. So anyway, today is trip 23, day 1, and we are in Georgia, and we are getting ready to go to Pennsylvania. So y'all have a good day, let's have a good trip, and let's kick butt.